heavyweight fight. Big country with those 23 career wins. 44 years old. And
MMA now features heavyweight, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds live on Paramount Network. We introduce first the blue corner. At 6'1", weighing in 234.6 pounds, near perfect as a professional. 9 victories, just 1 defeat. Fighting out of Stolyotsko, Russia, presenting Valentin Moldavsky. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 6 foot, weighing in 264.9 pounds. His professional record, 23 wins, 18 losses, from Las Vegas, Nevada. Introducing Big Country, Roy Nelson. In charge of the action, your referee, Kerry Hatley.
Kerry Hatley, our referee for this heavyweight fight. Roy Nelson and Valentin Moldavsky set to meet in the center of the Bellator cage.
You ready? Ready? Let's go to work.
Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Geico. Big Country in the red gloves. Moldavsky 4-0 in Bellator in the blue gloves. 9-1 overall. The last Emperor in his corner tonight.
I like the fact that Roy came out and is just establishing that he's going to be the guy leading this dance. He's pushing Moldavsky towards the cage. That's smart fighting by Roy. Make him carry your weight. Make him have that pressure on him. Use that cage to wear him down.
Roy Nelson knocks so many people out. We forget about the ground skills, the submission skills, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt in which he has had for a very long time.
Well, there's no doubt about the fact that Moldavsky is a fast heavyweight. And so if you're Roy, you got to figure out ways to slow that speed down. One of the greatest ways of taking someone who's fast and making them not so fast is to get that heart rate up, get their arms heavy, then things start to work in your favor.
That's what Roy was able to do with Javi Ayala, which is the common opponent between the two guys. So he was losing the first round, Roy was, and he was able to start wrestling and get Javi tired. Javi had a hard time getting back up to his feet as the fight went on, and that's how Roy ended up winning the fight.
Went back to his roots, Josh, in that fight, that's for certain. Roy made an interesting comment about the atmosphere with no crowd as well. Johnny said at times when you're in a battle that maybe those in attendance don't understand that is a true fight, Roy would go, all right, I got to be a crowd pleaser. I'm going to go ahead and swing for the fences and get away from my game plan. He said there won't be that pressure tonight.
Yeah, he, instead of opening up like he would because he felt pressure as far as pleasing the crowd, he's saying, look, I'm going to go out there and implement my game plan. And if it's not fancy, if it's not exciting, too bad. I don't have anybody out there to have to please.
Just himself. Bellator's proud to have partnered with the dedicated professionals at Hartford Healthcare for all of our COVID-19 testing and screening. For more information, go to hartfordhealthcare.org. They have been spectacular to work with. We will continue to do so here as we bring you our summer series and some great fights ahead. Bellator MMA, Mohegan Sun Arena, Paramount Network.
What you're seeing in Moldavsky, though, right now is he's that hybrid of the heavyweights. You see it with Ryan Bader. I mean, you're seeing it now with Moldavsky. You're in Vassell, same thing. They're smaller, a little bit more athletic, and they're someone that can push the pace.
Well, I've always said that the guys that are the best heavyweight fighters are not the guys that are the huge bodies. The huge body takes a lot of energy to run. And when you saw the guys that were able to keep a pace and maintain it, you can look at the Stipe Miocics of today or the Cain Velasquez's. Those guys were 240 pounds, 235 pounds, 230 pounds. That's the size that you really want to see heavyweights at.
Cain was kind of that first guy that was the hybrid, if you will, Josh. And Cain Velasquez pretty darn well.
Yeah, I trained with him for years out of AK, and we just saw him take a nice shot. Moldavsky ran right into Roy's hips and just got stuffed, but he came back up with some good punches and put Roy's back to the fence. What I see, honestly, the difference between the two things is Roy is kind of starting to slow down a little bit as the fight's going on, and Moldavsky's just getting warmed up. He's just touching and touching, not trying to do too much. He's not trying to swing for the fences, and he's having success.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying. He's not swinging with everything he has. He's just touching. Multiple touches, and he's the one putting pressure. Nice little elbow inside. He's the one putting the pressure on Roy right now.
A lot of pressure applied early by Big Country, being answered by Moldavsky here. And he's landing.
See, when you're Roy and you got that guy who's just moving around like he hasn't been even fighting yet, and you know that your heart rate's up because you've taken some shots, you've been pushing against another body, it's frustrating to see a guy feel that good.
That was a nice right hand that landed on the chin of Roy Nelson.
But the one thing that Roy's got, everyone will tell you, man, Roy has got power in that right hand. It's just an odd power. He can hit one shot that's going to change this fight.
Easy up. Good job.
Down there, care with Cotton.
Here we go.
Look at the percentage, 63.6% of the many strikes thrown landed for Valentin Moldavsky. And that's that quickness, that hybrid that both you guys were talking about.
And we always talk about speed kills, Josh, and you can just see the difference in the speed between these two guys. You know, Roy's got power, but the speed is definitely in Moldavsky's corner.
Yeah, he's just trying. Big Country's just trying to walk him down, trying to set him up for the big overhand right or the big shot to end this fight.
You see that left hand coming out by Roy. What Roy's trying to do with that left hand is force Moldavsky to move towards that power of the right hand.
Just a nice combination there by Moldavsky. He came in with the straight right, went right to the body clinch, made a little bit of space, uppercut, left hook, right back to the closing the distance again.
Very clean and crisp.
Well, the key for Moldavsky is to fight him in a phone booth because he knows Roy needs a little bit of space to land the big shot, where Moldavsky doesn't need that because he's not carrying the same amount of weight.
Absolutely. You're taking a look at the shots that he's been hitting Roy with cleanly, especially inside. Look at that. Those elbow shots. That's what I was going to talk about. Those elbow shots are just adding up.
Short elbow.
He's been hitting Roy continuously with short shots in that, stepping into that phone booth range. You got body to body, and it's the guy that can get his hands and move his hands freely. You're seeing Roy grab the head, but grabbing the head is basically making that arm it's not a tool for him to use, and I understand why he's doing it, because he's got to try to slow down what Moldavsky is doing.
Roy just had a nice elbow, though, against the fence there in the clinch. He pushed off on the face, used your palm, and just slid it right across as Moldavsky pushed in. He's going to have to fight more of that because otherwise he's got to get his back off the fence to create more space to do damage.
It's tough when you're up against the cage. You tend to get where your weight is. Your feet are forward of your body because you're using that fence as a balance point, and you just can't generate a lot of power. You can hit someone, you just can't generate a lot of power with it.
Don't forget, fans, you can catch up on past fights 24/7 on our new Pluto TV channel. Available now on your favorite devices. Look for us in the sports category. Pluto TV, Bellator MMA. Just past the midway point of this heavyweight fight.
And I can tell you, all of this clinch work, all of this stand-up grappling is exhausting. This is hard work by both guys.
And Roy said he knows that stylistically Moldavsky is a grinder. He'll pluck away and he'll work and he'll beat you down and he'll pluck away until he breaks you. And that is what Valentin Moldavsky is attempting to do right now.
That is exactly what he's attempting to do right now. He's starting to become successful in his attack because Roy, you can hear him breathing, and it's so much harder to keep yourself going when your arms feel like they're full of lead. You can hardly lift them. Roy keeps on fighting tough, though.
Only been stopped 3 times in 41 professional fights.
Well, if there's one thing we know about Roy Nelson, he is just tough as a junkyard dog. He does not stop.
What he needs to do, though, is he needs to get his back off the fence and start making Moldavsky carry his weight.
Fedor Emelianenko, the last emperor, watching Valentin Moldavsky. He will be in the corner of his protege, Vadim Nemkov, in tonight's main event of the evening for the light heavyweight title. Ryan Bader knocked out Fedor to win the heavyweight world Grand Prix. He's got Nemkov tonight. He may see Moldavsky someday in the heavyweight division.
He might, because this guy, you know, he's only got 1 loss, Mike, and it was by a split decision in Japan. And if you watch the fight, I don't think he lost the fight. But, you know, it went against him, and that happens. This kid is good everywhere, and he's just getting better with each and every fight.
That was all the way back in 2016.
And you can look and say, well, this is not a real exciting fight as far as what they're doing, but, man, it's effective.
That was effective.
That was effective.
Minutes remain. Big Country came out early, tried to lean on Valentin Moldavsky and wear him down a little bit. Didn't work. And it has been all Moldavsky since that point. Quick inside leg kick. Valentin's hands, Josh, have looked very sharp tonight.
Yeah, because he's not loading up on everything. He's just touching Roy every opportunity he gets. It's frustrating Roy, and you can tell it's frustrating him. So what he's doing is Roy's loading up on all of his shots, and Moldavsky's fast enough to see it coming.
Look at the numbers again. Huge advantage with the strikes landed for Valentin Moldavsky.
That was a nice, clean combination he just landed from Moldavsky.
And he's circling in the right direction, John.
Yeah.
That's not that. Be careful going that way.
But you can see Roy loading up on that big right hand.
Yeah.
It's got to come naturally, and it's got to come by him creating a situation where you don't see it. But Roy right now, he's tired. He's had a lot of shots put on him, a lot of pressure against the cage. He's had to hold Moldavsky's weight. He's still going after it. He's still going forward, but it's tough when you got a guy that's just faster than you.
We know one thing, though, about Roy Nelson. We know that he is always one swing away from everything that happened before in the fight and absolutely nothing. And he's going to look for that in the final 3.5 minutes. Moldavsky fresh on his feet, jumping around in another good combination.
This is also another style that Roy has a hard time with. People that stick and move. He had a hard time with Matt Mitrione, Javiello was not successful doing this same type of work. Just touch, touch, go. Touch, touch, go.
Roy is looking for that one pick shot to change the whole course of this fight. He has the power to do it. It's just a matter of can he land cleanly.
Swing and a miss. Look for it there.
This is right what you're seeing from Moldavsky again. It's not exciting, man. It's effective, and it's smart fighting because he's not in danger of that right hand when you're talking about this range. And so you can look and say, well, I don't like that, but it's about being who you're fighting against and being smart against them. This is a very smart technical fight by Moldavsky.
Just over 2 minutes remaining in our heavyweight fight. Fedor in our vision right behind. This heavyweight fight going according to plan for his fighter Valentin Moldavsky. The big one still to come, our main event.
Nice little uppercut inside.
90 seconds on the clock.
Roy definitely needs to get his back off of the fence. He's got to work hard to get himself swinging around. There you go. That's what we're looking for from Roy, because this is his opportunity to change the course of the fight. Again, all he's got to do is land that one big shot.
You see Moldavsky getting a little bit tired too in the shoulders and the arms as well. He can't. After that break, he stepped back and shook his arms out.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Be careful circling into Big Country's right hand.
Well, at least when he's circling into his right hand, there's a lot of distance between them, so he knows he can't be touched. So. It's all about when you do it.
Bellator returns this September with back-to-back nights of fight action. Friday, September 11th, former light heavyweight world champions Lyoto Machida and Phil Davis meet in the main event. Then on Saturday the 12th, 2 men will enter, only one will leave. With the bantamweight belt, it's Juan Archuleta and Patchy Mix for Bellator Gold. Back-to-back fight action, September 11th and 12th, right here live and free on Paramount Network. Davis defeated Machida years ago, so that's a rematch. Moldavsky and Nelson go the distance. Our official decision.